And to talk more about the survey, we have Stratbase President Dindo Manhit. Sir, magandang umaga and thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Ed, and good morning to your televiewers.
Sir, certainly a fascinating survey. The results, we'd like to dive into. For some reason that we'd like to ask you about, bakit po mukhang yung mga bailiwick ng Pangulo pa, where he is supposed to be strong, sa kanila talaga mas malakas yung agreement na panagutin ang dating Pangulo. For example, Visayas 62% strongly agree that he should be held accountable. Mindanao is at 47 versus NCR at only 45. It's not what some people would expect.
That's the idea of scientific surveys, Ed. You try to get a snapshot of people when nobody's talking about the issue. Diba? That means nobody's shaping the narrative. Nobody is disinforming the public. It's basically what they feel. It's a possible reality that the NCR, they saw that the drug war or the fighting of crime is stronger in their feeling. No? But what we've noticed is from the result of the survey is the term may napatay. But there's a difference. We've always seen that even during the time of President Duterte when we were tracking this, not only with Social Weather Station, but other groups, that drug war as a way to fight criminality was positive. Pero when they see innocent death, bumababa even the performance of the president. If you would remember the death of some young teenagers.
Kian del Santos.
Yeah. So that was the lowest performance rating of our own president. So we felt, given all this noise, we wanted to work with Social Weather Station and see the public perception towards this issue. And this is what we saw. But of course, we have to emphasize, and thank you for sharing the data, that this was done before the arrest. What's the difference? Now everybody is polarized, partisan. We agree with Secretary Padelo na maaaring yung nakakausap nila, yun ang linya. But as I've said, that's why these surveys are meant to get a feel of where the public stands. And what I see different is that kung may kamatayan, may pagpatay na hindi naaayon sa proseso na legal, di ba? Gusto managot ng tao ang Pangulo because he kept on saying that he should be accountable for the actions of the security sector during his time.
That he would take responsibility, sir, and accountability. Yes, sir.
Kasi yung responsibility is sa Tagalog, pananagutan niya.
So, sir, konti pa paghihimay. I'm also looking at yung paghihimay ng rural versus urban, sa kanayunan versus dito sa mga syudad. I suppose it's also a bit of a surprise na 52%, mas malaki ng rural respondents think that he should be held accountable versus 48% ng mga nasa urban areas. What do you think also explains that?
Of course, it's within the margin of error. No?
Yes, sir.
2% kasi 2%. Margin of error natin. But it's possible that maaari ito ay shocking sa kanayunan, no? Na pinapatay ang mga ordinaryong tao or napapatay sa issue ng drugs na wala namang kaso. Kaya, so sa akin ngayon, kaya yung salita namin dito is maybe we really see at both rural and urban areas, a vibrant Philippine democracy that wants public officials to be accountable for abuse of power if there is. No? If there is. Kaya importante yung kung talagang mapakita na merong mga kamatayan, pagpatay, na hindi nasa ayon sa procedure ng ating, we live in a rule of law. Ayaw natin na may pumapatay lamang, may napapatay. So baka yun ang perception. No? Kasi mahirap alamin. Ang tawag namin dyan, if you want to dig deep dito, Ed, we need qualitative survey. So siguro yun ang susunod namin gagawin. Pag-aaralan, you have to process more these answers. But right now, we just wanted to share this because we tried to do this last February. Dahil nga, umuugong yung ICC. We just wanted to feel of where the people is. But maaring nag-iiba to, lalo-lalo na with the narrative last week. No? Grabe ang mga diskusyon tungkol sa isyong ito. Maaring mag-iba it swings on the other side. But sabi nga natin, this is a baseline where the people feel right before, no? Because we got this data towards the end of, I think, first week of March or end of February. No? So right before the arrest of the president.
Ang sabi nga ni Salvador Panelo, yung dating legal counsel ng dating Pangulo, it does not reflect reality on the ground. Of course, he's talking about now, not about the time when the survey was taken, which was in February, I think 11 to 15.
And we have all these discussed surveys through the years, as we know each other. Your reality is different from scientific reality because your reality is kung sino yung nakakausap. Kasi kung lahat ng reality na nakakausap natin, yun ang realidad natin, minsan akala natin yun ang malakas. But rallies of 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people does not reflect the 117 million Filipinos. Just like elections. Diba, pag election, malakas ako kasi ang daming pumunta sa aming rally. Nakausap ko sila. Pero lalabas namin yung survey namin, ibang-ibang resulta. At kung ano yung nilalabas namin survey, and we've been doing this with both Social Weather Station, Pulse Asia since 2004. Probing social issues, political issues, economic issues. Tumutugma naman sa feeling ng tao. Kaya ang tawag natin dyan is science. And that's why I'm a political scientist.
Sir, let me ask you to put on your hat as a political scientist again. Of course, this was taken in February, a month or almost a month before the activity last week, kung saan hinuling dating Pangulo at dinala sa dahig. How do you think that could affect the public sentiment now? Yes, sir.
It will not affect, because what's affecting public sentiment now is the massive political discourse, and you have to admit it, not factual. I think we all got deluged. Even King Charles is against the arrest. Even some fictional character, fictional lawyers are against this, no? Referring to 3 TV shows in the United States. So that kind of can shape political discourse, and we are outside that realm. We are simply reflecting the baseline of where the Filipino people was towards the end of February, when this data was run and was processed. So we wanted just to show that, as I've said, we have existed for 20 years as a policy institute, trying to get the feel of the public on a scientific way and not based on who I talk to, who I face.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In fact, we even saw a post allegedly, or a news story, a supposed news story, of U.S. President Trump issuing an executive order telling the ICC to release the former president from detention. So that, among many other things that have been coming out.
This information that has been happening, and it's even shaping discourse. We all want as a nation, as a people even, to be protected. That's why we have lawyers, to be protected by the rule of law, right? We believe in our democracy. That's why we elect and vote people. But this information will create really a society that is being shaped by what we call malign influence. And that is very dangerous for Philippine democracy. Would we like to have even our own economic data being disinformed about the public? Would we like social issues to have fake news? So that's very dangerous. So we felt that, and we will continue to do this and practice. If we see a difference in terms of support for one or another, then we will report it also. But we just hope that not for your own political motive, you will encourage disinformation and misinformation. That's very dangerous for a society like the Philippines, whereby we value democracy. We value our rights. Sabi ko nga, ang demokrasya ang nagbibigay kapantayan sa mga makapangyarihang dynasty, sa mga makapangyarihang political oligarchs against ordinary people. So let's not abuse the mind of the Filipino people. We have seen that since we started Stratbase in 2004, how the Filipino people value their right to vote, like they go against people who cheat them. This information is a form of cheating them.
Pero sir, the elections are what, a month and a half away. Given all the elements that we've talked about so far, the baselines that we have so far, for example, from the survey, but as well the amount of information and disinformation that's been coming all over us about what happened last week. Do you think this will be an issue in the 2025 midterm elections? Do you think it will be a bigger issue than we earlier thought?
This is a big issue, and the best survey will be actually election day.
Yes, sir.
So we will be running surveys, and we are actually running survey a week after the arrest of the President Duterte, and see the results. Some survey groups are running also surveys, but the best survey is really actual election day, when the public votes for whose candidate will they side. Will be the alianza that President Marcos has brought together of different political parties. At the end of the day, not because you're strong in one area, you will have strength in the whole Philippines. So that's where the challenge in both parties are. And in the part of Stratbase and our survey partners, we will continue to track this and be transparent about it. Pure and simple scientific facts.
Yes, sir. Sir, my last question to you. What message would you like to leave to the public as far as, not just as far as the survey is concerned, but also as far as developments last week are concerned? Political and social developments, especially yung pagkakakuha kay dating Pangulong Duterte. What message would you want to leave to the public?
Realidad of Philippine society right now, that we are a polarized society. Even 51% reflects polarization. But at the end of the day, if there are evidences, which we assume there is, for the ICC to issue a warrant, and evidences will start coming out, so I think it's up for us to listen to actual facts. Actual facts. And let us respect the rights that we have based on facts. Would we like it to happen to us if there are actual facts that people was summarily executed? So these are things that we need to take note of. As I've said, we try to be in Stratbase, be as objective as we can be, and we simply report what is the feeling, the perception in the ground. And that's what we are reporting to our partner SWS, that this is a baseline. When nobody was talking about it, we wanted to ask that question. So you get a very pure perception, because though there was no disinformation, there was no narrative shaping, because nobody expected this question from the public.
Sir, is another survey in the works? You mentioned already a while ago that you are making some plans. And what timetable are we looking at?
A lot of these surveys could be currently running. We don't say when, because even us, we don't ask when, because that is the purity of survey. You don't tamper. You don't spin it. You don't use it to disinform public. So we will wait just for the result, and happy to share it and have a conversation with you, Ed.
Okay. Maraming salamat. And thank you, sir, for the survey, Stratbase President Dindo Manhit. Salamat po.
Thank you.